What if I told you that not all black Americans descend from slaves, that long before the Mayflower, some black families were already here, free, land-owning, and contributing to the building of the American colonies? You've heard the story of slavery, but there's another side they never taught you. One filled with power, resilience, and roots far deeper than chains. This is the untold story of black Americans who were free before slavery became law, a legacy buried in silence. Let's unearth it. In 1619, a Portuguese slave ship carrying enslaved Angolans was intercepted by English privateers. Some of these Africans ended up in Jamestown, Virginia, but they weren't enslaved in the way we think today. They were treated as indentured servants, a brutal limited-term labor system also imposed on poor Europeans. Among them were people like Margaret Cornish and John Gower, who began their lives in America as servants but gained freedom, property, and legal standing. John Gower's story is remarkable. Though he was an indentured servant, he was allowed to earn money independently, raise hogs, and even petition a colonial court for his son's freedom, and he won. This act granted his descendants full freedom, land ownership, and citizenship rights decades before slavery became racialized and lifelong. While most textbooks paint 1619 as the start of permanent black bondage, they skip over these early stories of black autonomy. Before the U.S. claimed the Louisiana Territory, there were already free black settlements under Spanish and French rule. Many black people owned businesses, farms, and held military positions. In places like New Orleans, black communities thrived in complex social hierarchies where some even held significant influence. By the late 1600s, laws changed. The colonies began to institutionalize lifelong race-based slavery. Indentured servitude was slowly phased out, and all black people were presumed to be property. Those who had earned land or freedom faced new laws aimed at stripping it away. Free black communities were pushed into obscurity. Some were forced into slavery later. Others had their land confiscated or were driven out by racist mobs. Understanding this history changes everything. It shows that black Americans aren't just survivors of slavery. They are also founders, litigators, landowners, and builders. It challenges the lie that blackness in America began in bondage. This story also explains why many black families say, "We didn't come from Africa, we've always been here." So the next time someone questions your place in this country, remind them, some of us were here before the Mayflower. We didn't ask to belong, we already did. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below. Share your family's story if you have one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it's time to reclaim the history they tried to erase.